Cape today.
Hey, welcome to Dazzle's Discussions post week 3.
Woo!
I, of course, am Blake Dazaninator and BigBootyBode, just in case you've never seen me before. And my co-host for the day today is Kevin BigBootyBode. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
I'm doing good. Oh, is that Crafty
That
sneaking in the
was,
back?
yeah.
Is he trying to slide into your DMs over there?
I think he is.
Oh, there he
The
is.
young
There's
crafty
the
Buckeye.
one and only Peter Crafty Buckeye McKay, just sliding into the old DMs
Yes.
there. But
For those who didn't know, Crafty and I do live together, so his bedroom's right across the hall.
hot.
Not on Dazzle's discussions this week, though. You're stuck with me this week, Dazzle.
Yeah, Crafty, he doesn't like me, so he's like,
Oh,
I'm out of
okay.
here. So
All
it
right.
happens. You gotta do what the best for you. So, I mean, how's your week? How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. School's getting a little busy here. We're just getting towards the end of the semester. I got a lot of stuff due. So that's getting a little stressful right now. I try to not think about it, just ignore it till the night before it's due, and then I deal with all the stress. Then
Yeah,
it's not the
right.
best strategy, but works for me.
That's what you gotta do sometimes, though.
Yeah. How are you? How was your week?
Man. It's one day at a time. One day at a time.
One day at a time.
Right. We're doing alright. Getting towards the end of that bio course, so that's always nice. But
Yeah, you getting there? How much
Yeah.
longer?
5 classes. I got 3 next week and 2 after, and I'm done.
Oh, so close. So close.
Yeah, but I got that final project I got to do this week, so
Well, if
hammer
you need
away
any
on that.
help, let me know.
Will do. But
Alright.
we are here to talk about SKL, not my
Yes.
stupid biology project. So, Mr. Bodie, week 3 has happened. If you can believe it, we're going into week 4, which will be the halfway point of our second split.
Wow, I can't even believe that.
Yeah, I thought about that today. I was like, wow, we're at like the halfway point here. Like that's pretty crazy.
Seems like we were just doing qualifiers, right?
I know. I thought it was absolutely insane. So, saying that, let's review some of this week's matches. So Monday
Of course.
we had Biz Major versus Argon 53, and if I do remember correctly, you casted those?
I did, yeah, with the young crafty Buckeye himself, I believe.
Ah,
Or it might have, actually, now that I think about it, it might have been Silky Mittens. Don't even remember.
classic. Don't even remember your co-caster? Rude.
No, I do not. It was one of them, not sure which. But what I will tell you is that the series was a 2-0 sweep for Viz Major.
Just brought the broom out, swept across the floor.
They did, yeah. It was interesting. Argon 53 actually brought in 2 subs for that game. They subbed in Argloid at the 80 carry position for Caboose, and they subbed in
Little Benny.
the one and only
Hey.
Lil Benny, your friend Lil Benny, subbed in playing the jungle position, and Toast actually didn't sub out. Toast moved to the mid lane and subbed out Dark Creation. And just, bringing in those 2 subs, maybe didn't have the full synergy there, and Argon 53 not able to take a game off of Viz Major, who were playing again without 4-2, actor, metaphor, whatever. They had Frank
What?
Pond playing jungle.
How did he do? I heard he had some pretty good games.
He did pretty decent. Yeah, he's not the hard carry, as aggressive as metaphor is, but he held his own. And it's scary for some of these teams that Argon 53, they're not a weak team by any stretch of the means. So it's scary that Viz Major is 2-0ing them without their best player.
Yeah. That's kind of one of those like flag raised for concern, but
Yeah, it's like this is not even their final form.
yeah, and I mean it'll be interesting to see Viz Major come back next week. I mean we can talk about that match later, but they
Yep.
will have 4-2 back next week, which is probably pretty nice for them.
Yeah, this will be their first week actually with a full roster, because if you remember, week 1, Devmaster J did not play
Oh
because
yeah,
it was his girlfriend's birthday.
so Frank Pond actually being the real MVP, the
Yeah.
sub master.
Yeah, just call him C9 high, just playing all the different positions that they need him to.
What a beast.
Yeah, and he was doing well because Viz Major is, what are they, second, third in the standings right now, something
They
like
are
that?
actually 4th.
Okay, well, they're
Yeah,
looking
they
good.
rolled
They're
down
looking good for not having their full roster yet. And Argon 53, I'm a bit. I was saying that they're not a weak team, but a little. They haven't looked good the past couple weeks. Maybe a bit on the downturn right now. They've had some roster issues, some swaps coming in, but they had 2 tough weeks here. The week before last they played Team Malicious Intent, I believe, on the Thursday, then had to come back on the Monday and play against Viz Major. So that's a tough back to back almost, against the 2 top teams from the last split, 2 very strong teams, and then roster swaps. It doesn't look good for them, so they definitely are going to need to look to bounce back next week.
Yeah, and I think that's another team that's gonna have roster problems. I don't think they've had the same roster going into 1 week for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been tough for them. When you can't build up that synergy, that chemistry, that communication, all that good stuff, it's tough.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure they're actually using a substitute this week as well,
Are they?
from my understanding. So it'll be a roller coaster ride, but we can talk about their match later this week. But yeah, Viz Major kind of taking the Targon 53. Didn't really see them at the greatest potential, but that's a 2-0 for Viz Major, so they got to be pretty happy about that, even without their full roster. So then on Tuesday, we actually had Fellowship of the Nerds versus Sasquatches.
Mm-hmm.
I casted that one myself, and that was a
Yes, you
2-0.
did.
That was a 2-0 for Fellowship of the Nerds. And me and Silky have talked about this a lot. I mean, their draft looked a little better this week,
Good.
so I was happy about that. They're starting to get the hang of, that they don't have to pick an order. Like, they don't have to go top, jungle, mid,
Yeah.
carry support. Maybe they don't have as many champions. That could be kind of hindering them in that regards.
Yeah.
But I did like their draft a little bit better this week. Fellowship of the Nerds, though, definitely one of the top tier teams, showing why they are. Kind of just dummied that series. So
Yeah, it
going
was.
forward, go ahead, go ahead.
No, so yeah, it was a quick couple games. I didn't see all of either game. I'm always very busy on Tuesday nights and usually can't watch much of the games. But I saw they let Chosgood have his Bard both games,
Yes, they did. I
which
was
is
happy.
yeah. Oh, I love seeing that. But as a member of the opposing team, that can be a little spooky. That guy, I remember we only saw it. We didn't get to see it very much last season because it was almost always banned against
At
them.
the start, we saw a lot of it at the start.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the season, people started catching on. They're like, you know what, this guy's pretty good at that champion. We should
Yeah.
start revoking that away from him.
Yeah. So I'm glad that we got to see it again. Yeah, just didn't go the way of Sasquatches. Still looking to pick up that first victory here in season 2.
And yeah, like just kind of looking back, reflect on the score lines here. Yeah, both games were not close for that one, but that's the thing. And I mean, Sasquatches so far, I believe they're 0-3. They can still pick up a win. And I mean, I don't. The standings aren't that separated that they couldn't make a miraculous turnaround.
Right.
They'd have to really pull up their socks and go hard, but they
And
still have a pretty tough schedule ahead of them.
I mean, they've got they've played Fellowship already, and they've played Anixia already. So those are 2 of your toughest games.
Yeah.
So they've gotten those out of the way, but yeah, I mean, you got some tough ones coming up too. But you're gonna have some easier ones coming up as well against some teams that are closer to their position in the standings coming up as well. Kind of the likes of Revolution Death Squad, stuff like that.
Yeah, so they're a team. I still don't like some of their picks that they go for, so I'm kind of hoping they smarten up a little more. Pick a little. They really like their pocket picks, and it's not
They
really
do.
working out for them. So I don't know if it's worth maybe practicing some more of those meta picks, getting yourself the stronger picks, taking away champions from the enemy team, because that's always a good advantage for you if you can take something away that you're still able to play.
Yeah.
But maybe one step at a time. One step at a time.
One step at a time, yeah. Definitely will be looking for them to continue improving, and I'd like to see them at least pick up 1 win by the end of the season, obviously.
Oh, of course. I mean, they made it here, so they did have to beat a couple.
Oh yeah, for
couple
sure.
of teams to actually get in here. So
Yep.
you know that they can pick up a W. I want to see it in the league, prove themselves.
Yeah, agreed.
But that not much to be said about that match. Moving into the third match, though, we had Anixia Esports versus Revolution Death Squad, which I believe is a rematch from last week's. Or sorry, from the qualifiers.
I believe so. Yes. Yep.
They played in the qualifiers, RDS, and this was a 2-0 for Anixia, but I think a lot of RDS did all right. Anixia kind of had a bit of a rough first game for sure. It was a little slower paced or was it the second game?
I think it
One of
was
the
the second
games.
game. It was
Yeah,
the second game.
yeah. The second game they didn't quite look on point. They still looked quite strong, but RDS played well. They just
Yep.
had no cohesion as a team, and it seemed like a lot of the plays they tried to make, not everyone was either committing to it or would really follow in. They had a lot of really weird calls where someone would TP in, but the rest would back away, and then all of a sudden they'd try and scramble back to make it work, and then it was just like they're all dead. So I feel like there was a lot of miscommunication there on that team.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't ideal for RDS, and we can say that they had a good second game, and they did. Their second game was better than their first game, but even in the second game, I believe in Nixia, they were already playing with a sub, and then I think they lane swapped.
Yes, that is true. You are
So it
100%
was
correct on
kind
that.
of like Nixia was not even, kind of playing full out in that second game, and they
Oh yeah,
still
cause
won easily.
their mid laner was a no show and they
Yeah,
lost 2 bans for the first game.
they did, and yeah, and that's another thing. That game they won easily despite losing
And
two
Pistol
bans.
went absolute beast mode in that first game as Kindred.
Kindred, yep,
And
yeah, you and I casted this.
yeah, and it was just like that's another champion. You can't give that guy something that's gonna enable him like that. He's a monster in the jungle
Oh
unless
yeah,
you can shut that guy down. So.
absolutely. I mean, but you only have 3 bans. Like, I don't know if you can take away everything from him. Can you take away Kindred, Graves, Nidalee? Like, there's other things.
I guess that's true, but I mean you can pick some of them away too though.
Exactly. Can we
But
can we talk about, because you and I casted this game together? Can we talk about what happened about 15 seconds before we went live?
oh yeah. I remember this. Of course we can. Now that it's sounding like actual SKL. So we were getting ready to go actually live on the stream here.
And for
Like
for
we
those of you who are watching, if you remember, like right when we came live, I was laughing my ass off, like not ready to be on camera at all.
yeah, as the stream kind of kicked off, we were kind of just goofing around, and I went to go. I can't even remember if I went to go say something, and I laughed as soon as I went to go say it, and I ended up just like spitting because I kind of did one of those like, and I just spat everywhere. I don't even know the reasoning behind it. I just like spat. Like the look on Skillos' face was
As you
more
spit all over his keyboard.
like he was not impressed with it. I thought I was gonna die as the stream went live, but this is happening as the intro's going in. So me and Kevin just start dying. We're laughing so hard because this all just happened in like 2 seconds out of nowhere. So we're trying to
Oh,
do the introduction. We're basically just peeing our pants.
I couldn't handle myself.
Yeah, I don't. To be honest with you, I don't even remember what happened.
It was
I
Well, here's what I remember is that we're sitting there, and then we're on like we're on the timer screen, like the timer's counting down and everything, and then we kind of hit a point of no return where Skillos plays the little SKL stinger and then the wide mouth media stinger before we go on, and when those are playing, that's kind of the point of no return. It's like, okay, now we're going live. And while those were playing, it was during the wide mouth medium one, which is the second one, and it was just out of nowhere. Like we're sitting there, like quietly getting ready to go live, and then you were just like, and just like
I
spit everywhere. And I couldn't hold it in. It was just so, like, I thought maybe you sneezed, but it wasn't a sneeze. You just spit. I don't know.
man, it was
And then just seeing, like, as we were going through picks and bans, like Skillos was cleaning, like wiping all the spit off of his keyboard and everything.
Yeah, I felt real bad though. Like as soon as it happened, I was laughing, and then I realized like I actually spat everywhere, and I didn't mean to. And then I was like, "Oh man, Skills is gonna kill me." I feel really
Oh,
bad. That was not intentional at all.
oh, that was. Oh, it was funny. It was funny. Oh man,
I felt bad. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man.
yeah. Good
But
times. Good times. That's
okay,
one of those
okay.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come back. But I mean, as far as initiate RDS, that game, like, I feel like if RDS actually pulls together and like gets that cohesion going, they could definitely pull out some wins.
Absolutely. Yep.
They split last week against Viz Major,
Mhm.
so they can take these top teams. It's just they didn't look like they were really cohesive. That was my biggest problem. They made a lot of smart calls just not everyone followed up, and it really bit them in the ass.
Yeah, they
And
weren't.
this, go ahead. Sorry.
I say yeah, they weren't looking up to really their full talent, like what we know they can do, what we've seen from them in previous weeks. So I don't know what was off, but there was just a little bit going wrong there for them.
Yeah, and it sucked because like honestly, like this would have been the week to do it if Anixia's has got that substitute in. They don't have a
Yeah.
regular mid laner. No better time to pick up a win than when they're kind of a man down handicap with that synergy. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Yep.
not very unfortunate. I will be looking for that this week because they're kind of figuring it out. They're starting to take picks away. Their pick band's getting better as well. That's what I love to see. But that cohesion amongst the team, I think that's really what's hindering the bottom tier teams like A53 and RDS. They need to just kind of work it out, get that synergy going. That'll be good. But then our last matchup of the week, we had ADP versus TMI. And I don't believe I even got to watch that series.
No, neither did I actually. Actually, I was in Twitch chat for a little bit.
I think I trolled Twitch chat for about 20 seconds.
So did I, yeah.
During the downtime of my class, but
I have a funny story of what I was doing during this game that'll come up in our tilt feed segment. Yeah, you probably I don't know if you heard about it or not, but I got a funny story. It'll come up in the tilt feed segment. Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it to the tilter feed segment.
But that was another 2-0 for Team Malicious Intent, really cementing themselves at the top of the standings here in SKL.
They're only. Oh yeah. Never mind. They are at the top. I'm completely wrong. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll shut up now. But no, that's. I actually thought ADP might be able to take a game off of them, and I actually work with Little Tough Guy, so I see him every morning. So we were chatting. He's like, "Oh yeah, so I hear you say that ADP can take a game against us." I'm like, "Man, I can say whatever I want. It's my show. What are you gonna do? Come beat me up?"
Yeah, so, you're a little tough guy.
Yeah, Little Tough Guy. He is a little tough guy. He's a little mouthpiece.
Nice guy, little tough guy.
He's a sweet kid.
Yeah.
But I had my faith. I think ADP is a good team. I think that they can team fight properly. They do have those pocket picks, but they do their homework. But
yeah, I honestly think that, like we were kind of saying, some of these problems with RDS, Argon 53, Sasquatchers, kind of their problems are a little bit their kind of their pick band. Sometimes their team cohesion and communication are a bit of their problems. I don't think ADP Gaming has problems in any of those areas. They're very strong organizationally. I honestly think, like we were saying, they team fight very well. Their picks and bans are good. They do their homework. I honestly think their problem honestly becomes with just having not as much mechanical skill as some of the top teams in the league.
Yeah, and I mean they're sitting at 5th. There's a clear difference. Like you've got Team Legends in 10 and 1st. You've got Anixian and Fellowship tied for 2nd. Viz Major at 4th. ADP at 5th. And then 6th, 7th, 6th tie for Argon 53 and Revolution Death Squad. And at 8th, we do have Sasquatch. And I agree with you. I feel like ADP has the draft. They do have the team fight, the kind of the synergy and cohesion. It's just, yeah, I would agree. Maybe just... Also, maybe not the greatest... almost too... much cohesion. I mean, I remember that Fellowship of the Nerds game where they stole the Baron. Flamefire stole it. We talked about this last week. That was
okay.
I almost put that one in my tilt segment because I actually was like, holy shit, that was a hell of a steal. And then all of a sudden it was like, what is that team doing? Tomcatch just spat Lux into the enemy team. Make it stop.
Yeah.
But I just little mistakes, and I agree with you. I think it's maybe just the mechanical skill, but I think if they picked up on a little bit of those mistakes, they'd be able to convert that into a few more wins. And I believe they've played a majority of the top teams.
Let's see, Malicious Intent, Fellowship, and Sasquatches. So 2 out of 3.
Yeah, so okay, so then really all ADP has to play Anixia and Viz Major still?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
RDS,
yes.
A53,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, because they play Viz Major next week. So I guess we'll segue into there for next week's matches.
Ooh, nice segue. Hey, so I'm going to talk about this. You know the word segue, right?
Yeah.
This is completely off topic.
That's
the way you used it as like a segue, as like a little, like a passage into the next section of what we're going to talk about. That's not spelled segue like the way a segue is, like the thing you ride around on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the thing you ride around ride around on, Segway, that is spelled Segway. Okay,
Yeah.
and the way you used it as like a
Let me
transition.
guess. Let me guess. SAG.
No,
Damn
you're
it.
gonna be
Okay.
surprised. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's Segue.
Okay, I can see it. Like Hui Hui, Segway.
Yeah, yeah, Segway.
Hey, Hui Hui, Sway Hui Hui. I got
Yeah,
it. Got it.
Josue.
I got Josue.
Yeah,
Shout out to our boy Josue.
yeah. So fun little literary fact for you there.
Well, thank you,
Whenever
because
you use the word,
I'm actually illiterate, so I appreciate that.
so whenever you use the word segue in that sense, it's not spelled like the Segway that you ride around on.
The more you know.
I know, right? Yep.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Kevin. I appreciate that. That was good. That was good. That was a little knowledge booster for the day.
Yeah. Well,
And
I am a teacher after all.
with that, with the spelling of segue, why don't we segue on to ADP versus VM? All right, Kevin, you know the drill. We'll talk about the matchup, and then you give me your prediction on the series. Sound good?
Sounds good, baby.
All right, I'll let you kick this one off first. I'm gonna let you take ADP versus Vidge Major. Go.
Okay. Well, we just talked a lot about ADP gaming. They have a lot of good things going for them. They were able to take. They went down 2-0 last week, but like we said, they've had a tough schedule, but they are in fifth place. I like their team. They play well. They team fight well, but they're going up against Viz Major, who should have their full roster for the first time, meaning they have 4-2 back. They have Devmaster J playing. And I just don't know how much I like ADP Gaming's chances against that full roster of Viz Major. Viz Major has been decently successful so far, even without playing a full roster. And I just think when they finally bring in that full roster, they have that hard carry back in 4-2. Their best player, they really center their team around him. I just don't know. I don't know if ADP Gaming is strong enough to fight that.
Yeah, and my okay. This is my biggest thing with this one. So wait, are you giving this one to VM 2-0?
I don't know. Are we doing that yet?
Yeah, you know what? You give me your prediction, then I'll break it down and I'll give mine to you.
Yeah, I will give the 2-0 to Viz Major.
All right. Honestly, you know my honest opinion. I'm gonna split this one. I'm gonna split
Okay.
this one
All
1-1
right.
because I got faith in ADP. Don't you gonna call me a fool? But they were my dark horse coming into qualifiers. They made it. I'm proud of them. But I feel like they have the. My big thing with Viz Major, and I think it's come a little more apparent this season than last season. I think they've gotten better at it. They're a lot stronger in laning phase than they were last season. I felt like last season a lot of it relied on 4-2 going around, making sure getting at least 2 lanes going,
Yep.
top or bottom, and then Taeyang
He just does his thing.
he just does his thing.
Yep.
This season, I feel like Taeyang has been doing very well by himself, per usual. But Panda's really starting to become that dominant top laner, and he's really kind of doing his own solo thing, and he's being very successful in that top lane as well.
I think I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was going to say I think that's because I talked about this during their game. Is without Metaphor 4-2 playing, without him, the secondary carry on that team is Panda. So in these past 2 weeks, without their primary carry, he's been the one to step up. And you're right. And so yes, it has been him. He's been really showcasing what he can do in that top lane.
So I think it's really going to rely on whether ADP's solo lanes can get it going, because
Okay.
I feel like I feel like 4-2. I agree that he's going to be the primary carry, and I feel like that's also the fault of their team, because they put him on carry junglers. It's very rare we see him play a supportive style jungler, even build a tanky style jungle.
Yep.
Like when Frank Pond was in for support, he went full AD Nocturne. They just used the Soraka to just keep him healed and just send him in, flying in there, just do your own thing.
Yep.
So I think they can exploit that. I think if with the team fight, if they try and go with this full like damage style and just be like, all right, Dev, Master J, you be the tank. We're just gonna go full damage and go. They like their little wombo combo CC style team fights. And I feel like that's one area that they can definitely take it to Viz Major, because they're very good in the early game and lane phase, and then they snowball. That's usually how they get their lead. So I think ADP has shown they're pretty resilient in those team fights, and I think if they pick the right ones, they could pick themselves up a W. So I'm going to split this 1-1.
Okay, yeah. Can I add on to that?
Absolutely.
You have a good point because we've seen a lot how 4-2 has a tendency of hopping into a team fight really early and dying, and usually at least go 1-for-1, which can be bad. Which that works against teams that really don't have their team fighting together because they'll be kind of like, oh, like, not know what to do, kind of don't have the good communication there, and then the rest of his major can hop in and follow up on 4-2's engagement. But ADP Gaming, they have their stuff together when it comes to team fighting. So if 4-2 is doing those aggressive things, just hopping into team fights and dying pretty early, I could see ADP Gaming punishing Viz Major for that. But I think I'm still
But
going to go 2-0 for Viz Major.
see, yeah, that's my thing. Is I'm gonna take the 1-1, but I think it's very reliant on how those team fights go because the laning phase, I definitely have to give the advantage to VM across the board. Pretty solid in that laning phase. And now that 4-2's back, he's going to be putting pressure all over that map. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if ADP can do well in laning phase and go even or not give away too many early kills and let that snowball happen, I think they might be able to take a couple team fights, push that objectives as long as they're very smart in how they try and snowball or how they try and keep those leads going forward, or because they're also showing that they know how to play from behind as well.
Yeah.
So I'll be looking for that. I'll split it one
All
one,
right.
but
Yep. That's fair.
I can
I see
respect
you.
your 2-0. I can see that.
I respect your 1-1. Now,
Oh,
Blake.
thank you. So this is the
Yeah.
matchup I'm going to be
Yeah.
watching most this week,
This
and
is our matchup of the game of the week.
yeah, I would say this is the game of the week. This is where we've got Fellowship of the Nerds versus Anixia Esports, and I think this is a big one because Anixia, we said this in qualifiers. We wanted to see them play our top four kind of SKL teams
Yeah.
because it looked like they kind of just steamrolled through qualifiers. I mean, I think ADP was the only other team that kind of gave Anixia a little bit of run for their money in the qualifiers. That was them, right? Put them early on in the qualifiers.
Yes, maybe. I'm not sure.
Maybe I'm wrong, but we saw Viz Major go against them, and they used Frank Pond, and they still split 1-1. So they've shown they do bleed.
I see you.
They do
I
bleed.
see you.
But I now we're moving on to Fellowship of the Nerds, and I think that Fellowship have a very different approach to the game. And I think when let's say like even last year at the finals when we saw Fellowship of the Nerds versus Vicious and Delicious,
Yeah.
that was probably the closest series that we've seen throughout SKL, and it
Yeah.
was mostly just they're a very oh sorry, I read something else, but we saw like a very different approach to the game. They've definitely ran this like TP style where they just constantly split push and put so much pressure on the map. They
Hmm.
really made like Vicious and Delicious kind of panic. They didn't have that solid plan that they usually have. Like, all right, do this, do this, do this, do this, kind of win. So I'm very curious to see what they like to whip out and throw out, because Fellowship of the Nerds seems to be more of the curveball-y team out of the
Right.
top ones to kind of bring some out. And we're like, WTF is this? Like I doubted the Garen Lulu combo. I'm like, and it crushed when they
Yep.
brought it out against Thunderducks last. So I mean, Anixia Esports though, I'm curious to see if they have that full roster as well, because I think
Yeah.
that'll be a big factor.
Sounds like there was just miscommunication last week, and their mid laner just didn't show up. So, will be interesting to see if he shows up this week. That could definitely play a huge factor.
Well, I know Inazur's kicking in the chat because he did correct me. I don't know. I think I said 4-2 played that first series against you guys, but
He
hopefully
did. Yeah.
Inazur.
I'm pretty sure I think we said that, or maybe
Yeah,
you said it incorrectly. But
we'll see if Inazur will tell
but
us if
but
they have
Dev
the full
but
roster.
Devmaster J wasn't playing in that series.
Yeah. Oh, they might not have a full roster again. So see,
Uh-oh.
I I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I'm gonna go bold here. I'm gonna go
Okay.
bold. I think Fellowship of the Nerds 2-0. And my saying for this,
Okay.
I think Fellowship is very smart. They're a smart team. They pay attention. They know what they want. They take away what they can. Not saying Anixia doesn't do the same, but I think laning phases are going to be pretty even.
Yeah.
The jungle matchups where I'm going to be looking, because
Okay.
I feel like if they give Pistol something very aggressive, he's going to go ham. And that's really what snowballs. But Fellowship's pretty smart. They do their homework. I'm going to be looking more towards, and the thing is, I think Anixia Esports, they're a very strong team, but they struggle when they're behind because they're not used to being behind.
True. Yes, we did see that when they went up against Fizz Major in the first week. They kind of got behind, and we saw them get to that late game, which we haven't seen much of from them. And when they got there, there was a little bit of struggle that
Yeah,
we usually don't see from them.
and I'm not taking anything away. They're
No.
a very strong team. I'm not. They're not so used to playing from behind. And I've seen Fellowship. They get behind. I think it was their series against RDS where they fell very far behind. I think it was against their first week as well. Against, oh goodness, who did they play first week? First week was that Argon 53?
Yes.
Week 1, they
Yep.
were pretty far behind. They ended up pulling it out of their sock.
Yeah,
Coming
their
back
sock, of course.
Yeah, dude, I'm not pulling out of their butts. Nobody pulls anything out of their butt. It's definitely in their sock.
Speak for yourself, dude.
All right, Mr. Hiding stuff in his anal cavity. Continuing on here, if they don't have their full roster, I feel like it's going to be very hard for them to contest with Fellowship of the Nerds because they look like they finally started to catch their stride again. I said first week they looked a little shaky. Wasn't really sure. And I was like, this ain't the same team, man. We'll see if their cohesion comes back. But as it's been going along, and I like how they've been playing. So I'm going to give them the 2-0 because I think if they get ahead of Anixia Esports, they're going to be able to push those advantages, and they're not going to give up as much.
Bold move.
Doing what I can.
Yep. Well, for me, this is a tough one. This is the game of the week, and I'm so choked that I'm not gonna be able to watch most of it.
I will be watching, but I can't cast this week. I'm stuck.
Yeah, I won't be watching because we have basketball playoffs, Crafty and I. So we will not. I'll be able to catch the beginning, but we won't be able to watch most of it, which just chokes me. But it's gonna be a good game. I could see it going either way. You know, we've seen from Twitch and Nazar letting us know that their mid lane situation is still kind of in flux, which is not ideal for Anixia Esports. That being said, the rest of the members of their team are still so strong. Right, like Nazar is just a monster in that bot lane. We saw last week just how hard Pistol 44 can carry. But Fellowship, everything you said about Fellowship, their ability to play from behind, their kind of unorthodox play style. I'm gonna have to go 1-1 on this one. I think
that's fair. That's fair.
That's kind of not so much last week. We had all 2-0s last week, but the 2 weeks before that, we've been seeing a lot of 1-1s between some of the top teams. Kind of a trend we've been seeing this season. So I think I'm gonna have to go 1-1 for this.
I respect that. And my other thing was, these are the only two teams that I have seen consistently prioritize that bloody Rift Herald, and this drives me nuts.
Right? Okay.
I don't think it's gay. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Rift Herald's like the do-all amazing buff. You have to get Rift Herald. But I just feel like it's something that a lot of teams don't prioritize when they have the advantage. You get a double kill top lane, grab Rift Herald. Like, why not? You give your lane that boost. It helps you push early turrets. If you have people bottom, usually, I mean, think about it. When you send 3 people top, a majority of people, all right, let's do drag. Go do dragon. It's the exact same, opposite side of the map. You see a majority of people? It's a quick advantage. And these are the two teams I see prioritize it. So I think objectives going to be huge.
I hate that I'm bitching out and not giving a 2-0 either way, but I honestly think it's gonna split 1-1.
I can respect that. I'll respect that. So 1-1. 1-1. I'm putting you down here. 1-1, Bodie.
Right, good. Oh, you're writing it down.
Yeah, I'm so 2-0, 1-1, right? That was your prediction so far.
Yeah.
What happened? I was 1-1 and 2-0.
Oh, it's a little opposite of each other here.
Yeah. Keeping tabs on you. All right, so game 3.
Yep.
We've got Team Malicious Intent versus Sasquatches. Sorry to Team Sasquatches, but I'm going to give it 2-0 to TMI. They look very strong. They played something really unorthodox. Kind of cool, though, with the Mordekaiser top last week. No, I think Mordekaiser top now
was 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks ago.
Was that 2 weeks ago?
That was week 2, yeah.
Ago. That was. Yep. It was. They kind of have these unorthodox picks. They're not afraid to try things, and they still make it work.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, definitely an interesting pick and ban phase with them. They've got their coach, DXI Edge.
Analyst DXI Edge.
Sorry, analyst.
I believe it's just TMI Edge now.
Is
I
it?
think the DX or is it TMI DXI? I don't know.
I don't know.
He took part of his
Former
name out, but
former jungler for Indecision from last year.
yep.
Yep. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know how much there really is for us to talk about on this one. I think we're definitely going to agree here. 2-0 for Team Malicious Intent. And nothing against Sasquatches. It's just I haven't seen enough from them to think that they can take a game off of Team Malicious Intent, who haven't dropped a game to anyone yet. Correct?
David versus Goliath.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah,
if
they have
if
not.
they did take a game off them, that
I
would
wouldn't be
be freaking
upset.
sweet.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be upset.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just mechanically drafting, I don't see them being able to beat TMI.
Yeah.
But who knows? Stranger things have happened. I've won a solo queue game. That's pretty irregular, and it happens a couple times.
Oh
So
man.
I believe. I
Yeah.
believe.
It would be cool. But yeah, I'm going 2-0 TMI.
All right. So then our last matchup for next week, we have A53 versus RDS. And this one, I'm not entirely sure what to tell you. I know we talked earlier about whether they can be both teams being a little inconsistent, not really having that cohesion with one another.
Yep.
But I think they're both mechanically inclined teams. I think they could both be good, and I'm gonna split this one 1-1 because I
Yeah.
honestly don't know if either team has a great enough advantage that I can be like, you know what, that team's gonna take it. I think this series will actually be a good one to watch. I think this will be probably one of the closer. Well, no, Fellowship of the Nerds AE will be pretty close. I think ADP and VM could be a close series, but I think 853 RDS it will be a really good series. I think both teams are evenly matched, and we're gonna have to see which team can really pull the team synergy together more.
Yeah, this is a tough one. It really all depends. For me, at least, it depends which Argon 53 shows up. Because we saw it kind of in going through qualifiers in week one, we saw a really strong Argon 53. They had the same roster kind of going through that, but then kind of once week two hit, they kind of hit a bump with just roster swaps and not having a consistent roster. And if they can bring it all together for this week, I would be inclined to give them the 2-0. But I don't. We just haven't seen from them in these past few weeks the ability to do that. So I actually think I'm gonna have to split this one 1-1 as well. I honestly think just looking at these two teams, it's such a wash. It could go either way, and like you said, it's just I don't think either team has enough of an advantage over the other one to really call a 2-0 for either side.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if Argon 53 shows up, like we saw them kind of in qualifiers in week one, I think they definitely have the ability to 2-0. But based on their performance from the past couple of weeks, I'm gonna have to call it a 1-1. I think.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I completely agree with you. We're totally on the same page for this one, but I honestly think it'll be a good one to watch because
Absolutely, it'll be competitive.
it will. I don't think this is gonna be one of those. All right, 18-minute games.
Yeah.
I think this will be a gooder. We definitely need to tune into this. But that's gonna be your matchups for next week, guys. So
And
call me.
little programming reminder that it's Monday. There's
Yeah,
no
it is
games
Monday.
going on right now due to it being
Oh,
Easter Monday. So
thank you.
Thursday night there are two games. The first series starts at 7 p.m. and the second series will start shortly after the first one ends. I guess you could call it approximately 9 p.m., maybe earlier, depending how the first series goes.
Thank you. I totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it will be a doubleheader on Thursday. That'll be TI
Yeah.
versus SW and 853 versus RDS. So
The doubleheader.
the doubleheader, the SKL doubleheader Thursday.
I love it.
But yeah, make sure to check that out. That all starts off. So tomorrow's game, ADP versus VM, 7 o'clock, right here. But quick reminder that we do have an ARAM tournament coming up. Let me double check. I do have the dates here that it is booked for. We have an ARAM tournament on April 16th. That'll be in 2 weeks, Saturday.
That's in 2 weeks already?
I believe so. Not this next Saturday, because this next Saturday is the 2nd.
Yep.
So, 3 weeks, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yep.
3 weeks, we will have an ARAM tournament. It'll be, I think, $25 per team, so $5 per player.
Yep. That's
It's gonna
very
be.
reasonable.
I think I get the double elimination. Oh no, it's a Swiss bracket. We're doing a Swiss bracket
Classic.
ARAM tournament. So you are
Classic.
guaranteed. You should be guaranteed at least 3 games, and
Oh,
it's basically just gonna be It's gonna be a good time.
I agree. Yeah, I believe I've heard the SKL admins are going to be submitting a team.
We're submitting a team. Don't you? I even heard that the one big booty Bodie might even participate in this tournament.
Who did you hear that from?
Maybe I just made that up. I was just trying to see if
Maybe
he would come play.
maybe for one game, but like
Maybe.
that will just be embarrassing for everyone having to
Yeah.
watch me play.
So I mean, it'll be pretty sick. It'll be on the 16th. Half the entrance fee goes towards the first place prize. The
Hmm.
other half going towards the SKL.
Yeah,
Consider us.
I don't think we have a registration page set up yet.
And it's not set up yet. It should go live early this week.
Okay, so be sure to be on the lookout for that SKL ARAM tournament, April 16th. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll shout it out on
Stream.
stream.
Yep.
But there should be RP prizing as well. So
Yes. Yes.
you don't have to just be first to take home some sweet prizes.
Exactly. And worst case scenario, you play some ARAMs with your friends.
Oh, exactly. It'd be a good time supporting a good cause. Win some money. Hey, who doesn't like to win some free cash?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's not free. I guess you're paying
No,
$5.
it's not. But
It's an entrance fee. It's a tournament. Go out and do it. It'll be a good time. But on top of that, all right. You know what? Let's talk about this. All right. If you have not seen Batman vs Superman, get out of here.
yeah, get out.
You know what? Do we really need to talk about this? You know what? As an SKL admin group, we went and watched Superman vs Batman as a squad.
Yes.
I don't know if
Yes,
you guys
we did.
watched the trailers, but I was disappointed personally by all. There was one trailer that came out at the very end. It was the very last trailer that came out. If that was the only trailer I watched going to watch this movie, I would have enjoyed this movie 10 times more. I feel like the spoilers screwed the entire movie.
Okay.
That's my statement on that movie. I don't want to give away any spoilers, so that's all I'm saying is that I feel like the trailers screwed the movie and the marketing team gave it a good old fist in the keister.
I can't fully disagree with you there. I do agree that the trailers gave away a lot of big moments, but for me, it's not like I don't think it gave. Yeah, okay, they showed too much. I'll give you that, and the marketing team made some questionable decisions, but I don't think it didn't ruin my experience as much as I think it did some people, because I mean, whatever, you knew Wonder Woman was going to be in the movie, like that. You knew she was going to be in the movie, and the other big thing giving away is that Doomsday is the actual kind of third act villain,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I feel like that didn't spoil anything for me, because if you really if you really think the entire movie is going to be about Batman versus Superman just beating up each other and then still just hating each other, and then one of them kills the other at the end, then like I don't know.
No.
Then you're dumb, because
No. Okay, but see,
you
here's the.
you had no. You had to have known that they were going to eventually team up at the end. Like,
Of course, but my point is, my problem with the trailers is everyone knows that in this movie they don't hate each other at the end. So why spoil the grand finale of what happens after? If you're going to try and build up this huge rivalry between the movie is called Batman vs Superman. So I want this rivalry. That's what the trailers need to build up and anticipate. The fact that they show the team up and the stuff that happens after the team up pissed me off, because why would you market this movie as Batman vs Superman, one of the greatest, them going ahead, and then just I was mad. I just feel like they tried to build up this entire freaking rivalry, but then they ruined it by showing everything that happens afterwards. They essentially just show the team up in the trailers, and they show what happened like afterwards.
no, I see what you mean. They did give away too much. It's just like, for me, it was kind of like, well, I knew they were going to team up in the end. Yeah, they shouldn't have shown how, but like I knew it was going to happen. It's not like that was a huge spoiler. It's like, they don't actually hate each other. Like, you knew they're going to team up and be in a Justice League movie. Like, it's, and So what did you give the movie as a rating? And
6. We went over this last night. I gave it a 6 out of 10, and the only reason why I gave it a 6 instead of a 5 or a 4 is because I loved the way they portrayed Batman in this movie. I was very pleased with it. It was a very different take on it, and I really enjoyed it.
yeah, that's fair.
I didn't hate the movie. Don't get me wrong. It was still
Yeah,
a good watch. I was just very disappointed with the way it was marketed, and that they gave away a ton of the key points.
yeah, that one trailer. I agree, did show too much. Yeah, and it had problems elsewhere as well. I think the pacing in the first act was very awkward. Um, there was just like it was just like 5 seconds of this happening, then 5 seconds of this, and different characters doing different things with no really flow of events. So that was a big problem for me. And then there was just other just kind of general story and plot problems. So like I can see why it's getting such bad reviews, but I enjoyed the movie. I still enjoyed the movie. I got to watch Batman and Superman go at it, and I got to see my boy Jesse Eisenberg, who I just love Jesse Eisenberg, play Lex Luthor. Is an interesting take on the role. I enjoyed it. Some people didn't.
Okay, I'm not getting into this. Yeah, okay. I'll
Yeah,
I'll, I'll let you have your opinion.
I'm a Jesse Eisenberg fanboy. I
I
love the
think no.
guy. It
I
was
think Jesse Eisenberg's a good person. I just think they misportrayed Lex Luthor,
Yeah, it was
and
definitely
it's not his fault.
it was a different take on the character.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure. But yeah, I still enjoyed it. Still enjoyed it. It is definitely not without its problems, though.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I was pretty pumped when Zack Snyder comes out at the very start and says, "Hey kids,
Yeah,
people are gonna go watch this movie, so don't spoil things." And I was like, "Oh boy, Zack
same.
Snyder, you got me all hyped."
That also got me. I was like, all
Bastard.
right, so maybe there is something, maybe some extra something thrown in that they didn't
Yeah,
show in the trailers.
Silky was all over that. He's like, "Nope, there's gonna be something huge. That's the build up." And I was
I
like,
thought there was too.
But you know what? You know
I
what? Honestly, though, I didn't fall asleep in this movie, so I was pretty
True
pumped.
for once, yeah, like you did during Zootopia.
Shit, we spoiled it for someone.
Yeah, we did.
I'm sorry, Chris. I tried to warn you. I
It
said,
was in the
"Get out of
trailers.
here."
It,
I
it's
said
not a
he
it's not
didn't
a
watch them. He didn't watch them.
it's not a spoiler because it was in the trailers.
It's a spoiler if you refuse to watch trailers. I actually
Well, that's not my problem.
That's true. I feel better. But yeah, okay. With Civil War, okay. You know what? That
Yes,
was
Civil
one
War
thing.
is going to be better.
Okay, I actually laughed so hard because I was joking around. And I was like, you know how funny it would be if they played this Civil War trailer as we went to Batman vs Superman, and the
Oh,
very first
and
trailer
they
they
did.
played was Civil War.
Yeah, let me tell you
Ballsy move, Cotton.
that that's going to be a good one. I am absolutely hyped for that movie.
I think
We
it's really
should.
funny that they played that before because it's like I'm now more hyped for Civil War than I was.
Yeah, that got the biggest cheer out of the theater. For when we go see Civil War, we should get those D box seats.
Yeah, I could splooge.
Okay, because you could splooge. Um,
I think
because
that was.
well,
I think
'cause
that was the wrong.
yeah, you could splurge is the word you were looking for. I mean, you could splooge as well if you want. But
This
because
is gonna be plurithra all over.
forgot about that. Okay, because you actually weren't sitting with us.
No.
You were sitting separately.
Yeah, because my roommate bought us tickets before you guys asked me.
Yeah, so you're sitting. We went. We saw you there, but you weren't sitting with us. We were actually sitting in the last row behind the D box seats.
That's the best
I-
spot.
It's not that good.
No, but you still feel the vibrations, but you don't have to pay.
Okay, well, just let me get into this. We've sat in front of the D box seats before, and yes, you can still feel the vibrations, and it's cool. But when you're sitting behind them, those seats are actually raised higher because they're sitting on like the rumble pack or whatever. So that was a little bit intrusive. Like the bottom kind of like eighth of my screen had a guy's head in it. So sometimes I had when there was like text at the bottom of the screen. Sometimes I had problems reading it.
I didn't know. Sorry, I thought you meant the row in front. Yeah, I've sat in the row in front. Never sat behind.
Yeah. So now I still have more here. Is that I thought they just sat there and just like vibrated, and I was like, whatever. That's not that cool. But I didn't know this till actually sitting behind them and seeing it. They like move around and shift with the movie. Like when there was like car chases going on, the seats would like go like tilt the one way and like pull back and shift the other way, and they all do it in unison. I didn't know they'd had that much movement, and
I would.
it looked super cool.
I think we should do that for Civil War. I think that'd be sick. I'm
Yeah,
done.
I agree. It's like
It'd
whatever,
be
like
really hard
six.
though. You'd have to literally be like the first person to buy tickets.
Yeah,
Honestly,
we're gonna have to be on top of that. I think it's like an extra like $6 or something. I think for Civil War we can do that.
I'd splurge for that.
Yes, yes, you would.
Splurge.
Yeah,
Got it. Got the word right this
yeah,
time.
yeah.
More excited about Black Panther than Spider-Man.
Interesting.
I don't know if I feel the same way, Chris. Well, I'm also biased because Spider-Man's my favorite superhero besides Deadpool, so I'm pretty stoked.
I'm just hyped for Spider-Man to be back in the Marvel Cinematic, excuse me, universe after being
Yeah,
out of it for so long.
eat shit, Sony.
Yeah. Oh boy, shots
Sorry,
fired.
sorry. I was really mad that they weren't gonna let him use it. And I was like, ugh.
Yep.
But
Yep.
oh, that's good. So, okay, that was our little wrap up. Sorry for people who
Our little movie segment.
sorry for people who have not.
Yeah, our bad. Hey, oh, and
Might
one
as
last thing.
well.
Are you hashtag Team Cap or hashtag Team Iron Man?
Hello, hashtag Team Cap, even though Spider-Man's hashtag Team Iron Man.
Yep. I am Team Cap as well. People who are Team Iron Man, you're wrong.
But yeah, I was gonna say something else, but it might spoil for people who don't know Civil War, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, we won't go into that anymore.
We'll talk about that at the end.
We've spoiled enough already today.
Okay, hold on. Before we go into this, let's talk about the trailer for 1 second. The Civil War trailer. A lot of people are upset with how bad Spider-Man's original suit looks,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to remember that's not in the suit he's going to use throughout the entire movie because they've released two pictures of two different suits because one is his original suit and the second one is a Tony Stark made suit, which is the newer
Interesting.
suit we are used to.
Interesting.
So I'm pretty sure the suit that we saw, because I agree, I was kind of like, that suit looks kind of gross. Like I love that it goes back to the original, but it looks very CGI. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think they're going back to the more traditional. Well, not the more traditional, but they're coming out with the newer ones. Okay, we're skipping this because Gabe's gonna start bringing up the Tobey Maguire stuff, and he's
Boo.
trolling me with
Hate
Tobey
Tobey
Maguire.
Maguire.
So to wrap it up, per usual, we gotta do our segment of tilt or feed, Big Bodie.
Mhm.
So, what tilted you this week? What fed you this week?
Well, I'll start with a quicker one. What fed me this week? This weekend, I finished season 2 of Daredevil on Netflix.
I
We
finished
won't.
season 1 last night.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, season 2 just as good, if not better, than season 1. I won't spoil anything again because we've done that already, but it's so good. Great characters. I am gonna say it's not a spoiler that the Punisher is in this season. He shows up very early. And does he ever kick ass? John Bernthal, guy who played Shane on The Walking Dead, has been in some other stuff, just
Yeah.
wrecks face as
I was
the
actually
Punisher.
pretty stoked. That was one thing that because I stopped watching Daredevil. I didn't finish the first season. It wasn't because I
Yep.
didn't like it. It was just I kind of fell off. And then I
Yeah.
saw season 2 and I heard the Punisher and I heard he was doing it. I was like, ooh,
Yep.
that would be pretty cool. So I was like, all right, I better catch up.
Yeah, he absolutely just kills it. Great show. These Marvel Netflix shows are unreal.
I need
So
to start
good.
watching the other one, Jessica Jones. I watched one episode.
Oh, Jessica Jones is great. You should
Okay.
also definitely watch that.
Might crush an episode or two before bed tonight.
Yeah.
But
And talking about Batman vs Superman, DC's trying to catch up in this whole extended universe thing, but Marvel is just whatever they're doing it so right, and they're already so far ahead of the game
oh,
than DC.
never mind. I was gonna bring something up about Batman and Superman, but it'll be a huge spoiler, so
Yeah,
we're not. Gonna
I
go
know what
over
you're
it.
talking about, and
Yeah.
I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about it too, but we can't.
We'll talk about that as a group later.
Yeah,
Talk about
yeah.
a squad, but and then okay. So if that fed you, what tilted you?
Okay, this is remember earlier I said I had a
Oh, right,
story
right,
to
right,
talk
yeah,
about what
story.
happened during. So this is like a story leading into what tilted me. Is that some people saw this in Twitch chat last week during the Thursday game between TMI and whoever they were playing. I already forget. ADP maybe.
Yeah, ADP.
I was supposed to hang out with a girl after school.
I heard about this.
You did hear about this, yeah. I was supposed to hang out with a girl after school, and so I couldn't cast because I was gonna be hanging out with her really until we went to Batman vs Superman at 10:30. And my class got out early, so I came home first. Said, "Okay, I'll take a nap. I'm a little tired. People who know me know I take a nap almost every day. I don't know what it was about this nap. I took it, lay down for a nap about 2:30. Supposed to hang out with this girl after school, so I don't know, like kind of around 4:30 supper time. Didn't wake up until about 8.
Oh, Kevin.
I woke up, looked at the my phone, saw what time it was, said, like, F me, like, did I mess this up? I hopped in Twitch chat, and I think someone pointed out, I think it might have been Crafty, that I was supposed to be elsewhere, and I said, I slept in. Somehow had like an almost 6-hour nap.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Follow up. Did you get forgiven for sleeping in?
Yeah, I did go over, still go hang out with her, but like at that point, I mean, I was only able to go over there for about an hour and a half before the movie started. I didn't tell her I was sleeping either. I said I got caught up. I was busy.
You didn't even say, wow, you just said you were busy?
I was doing homework or something, yeah. So that was like, and that's like completely on me. I totally messed that up. Completely on me. And so this kind of leads into what's tilting me lately, is that, I don't know, maybe I'm getting a little too real here, but this whole process of, like, whatever you want to call it, like wheeling, courting, pursuing the chase, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Pursuing the So what are you up to? I'm just pursuing the chase.
No, those were two separate things. Pursuing.
Oh, okay.
Chase.
Courting. I like the term courting. It sounds very official and fancy.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, of the opposite gender, whichever you prefer. Not the opposite necessarily, but whichever gender you prefer. It's just, I'm just so tired of it. It's like, it's hard. It's tiring. It can be boring at times. It's, there's so much. It's, like, whatever, Tinder, you can try that, getting girls' numbers, I don't know, meeting girls, going on dates. This whole process, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to try and go through.
Is it too overwhelming for the young big booty?
It's a struggle, and I'm just at the point where, like, I just want to be like, I just want to fast forward to the point where I'm in like a comfortable 6-month relationship where
God, you're so adorable.
Shut up.
No, I totally
fast forward to that. We're just in a comfortable 6-month relationship where we just watch movies in bed. Like, and especially for me,
you sort of skip all that, like, all the work shit, and you're just get right.
Well, especially for me, like, I'm very, like, I don't know, maybe this doesn't come across. Maybe this doesn't come across on stream, and I'm very shy, and I get very nervous around girls and all that stuff. So it's a lie.
This is a lie.
It's very
This
tough.
kid's lying. He's not shy. This kid is lying. No, I'm just kidding. I can 100% relate to you. I'm actually the most oblivious person on the planet, so I think you can attest to this.
Yep.
So I get that.
Yeah, as another single male, I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually, it's just, yeah, okay, Luca, easy, but
yeah.
No, I'm just oblivious to everything, and it's actually super funny because I totally get your circumstance and your stance, because, like, I actually have no idea what stuff happens. Like, if someone's actually flirting with me, I don't take it that way, and I don't even know if I come up as flirtatious. I'm just very, like, I just talk to people, so I don't even know if I am flirting. Like, I don't know how to flirt, so I'm just kind of a.
Yeah.
It's kind of just, yeah, I get what you're talking about. It's just,
it's a tough process, and it's really just lately, I've really just been getting fed up with it. It's like, can I just, like, fast forward through all of this and just,
You know what I think you could do? Cut some of those snap streaks into just one.
How do you mean? Like,
just like cut them all out. Just only snap the one, and then just build that, and then turn that one snap feed into.
Look who's talking here, pal.
Okay, easy, bud, easy.
For those who don't know, Dazaninator and I, the masters of Snapchat. Some people do not. Some people not a fan. of Snapchat, but
You know what the thing is? You know what the thing about Snapchat is? I think it's always funny when people are just like when they actually like try and look nice for their little snap. I am the like honestly like all right, we're gonna take a second. We're gonna dip into the personal life of Dazaninator. This
yeah,
actually could
here
be
we
my
go.
feed because like all right, so people probably don't know, but me and my dad are very similar people. My dad's actually a man child, and I love him to
Daryl.
death. But I actually treat my dad more as if he's my brother than my dad. We kind of have more of like a brother relationship than a father son. Like
That's
very,
adorable.
yeah. But he actually told me one time. My parents get really upset because I don't actually smile in pictures. I never look nice in pictures. I don't know if you guys have ever if you guys ever go on my Facebook or stalk me, or if you ever see pictures of me, you'll never see me smile or look nice because I'm kind of an idiot. So my dad actually told me once that he thought if someone broke into our house, they would think that their son is actually mentally handicapped
Oh my gosh.
because I don't smile properly. And I was
Dad
just like,
Zaninator, ruthless.
savage, right? Like he's just
Yeah.
like people are gonna think something's wrong with you, and I was like, it's not my fault. I don't smile, and he thought that would make me smile. You think that's changed? No, I'm shameless. I'll take any kind of picture. I can't do it. So Snapchatting's just kind of a thing. You just take a
Uh,
picture however you are, and
I'm
that's
not.
how you
I'm
do it.
not gonna lie. I'm guilty of making sure my hair
Oh,
looks
I
nice.
know, I know.
You've
Trust me.
seen it. You've seen
That's how I can tell you're Snapchatting. You'll quickly just like brush the hair. I'm like, oh, he's about to Snapchat.
it.
He's prepping himself up. Oh, okay. So I guess I got to do my tilter feed. That
Yeah,
was a
you
good
do.
tilt though. That was a good segue conversation.
Yeah, maybe too real. Whatever. Call me soft. Call me
Too
what you
real.
want. But
Too real
yeah.
for here, man. This is esports. You can't be soft in esports. Get eaten
uh,
out there. No, but what fed me this week?
I don't know, man.
I don't even know what I did this week. Um, um,
Do you not prep these ahead of time?
oh, oh,
Oh,
what fed me this week?
oh,
I went to the RNG tournament this weekend. Real Neat
oh.
Guys #3. That is a Smash tournament,
Nice.
and I thought I placed 13th, which is one spot higher than I always place. Every Smash tournament I've gone to for the last 3 months, I've got 14th place because I can never get higher. So this is my tilt and feed all in one. Okay, so I go to this
Okay.
tournament. I'm
All
feeling
right.
good. You know, the Little Mac game's gotten strong. I'm looking to
Classic.
KO punch. First round, I go against my roommate, who I practice with all the time. We're like,
Uh,
every tournament we've gone to, we've never had to play each other in the first round, so we're always
that's
just
an
like,
that's an unlucky draw.
yeah. So of course we get thrown together. So he's been practicing some new characters. He's very good at the game. He just never sticks to one character. So we go into our first match, and I actually destroyed him. Like I two stocked him, and it was pretty greasy. So what he does is he switches to his original main, his Ness, which I have hours of practice against, and it actually
Yep.
tilts me off the face of the planet. And he destroyed me, and it was disgusting, and it tilted me right off the straight of the day. So that was my tilt. I had to play my roommate in the first round. My
Yeah, it's tough.
feed is after that. I went on an absolute tear in the losers bracket. I was just wrecking people. I actually killed someone in 10 seconds in one of the
Wow.
matches. I was
Wow.
surprised. See, there's a funny thing is this other guy was playing Little Mac, so I did Little Mac into Little Mac, right?
Ooh, the
And so I
mirror
told him,
match.
yeah, and I was like, Mike, I hate this mirror match. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I go into this kid, and I just like run, and I punched him twice off the edge. And Little Mac, if you don't know, has zero recovery. So
Nope.
he tries to get the ledge, and I ledge trumped him. I hit him with a down smash off the side, and he's like, well, I'm dead. And I'm like I actually tilted for him because I know the feeling that it's like when you can't recover it. He actually, I think he only hit me once, and I killed him twice. I felt really bad.
Jeez.
It was a nasty one, but it was good.
Savage.
It was good. But then I went against the guy who kicked me out the last tournament. He's like top 10. And I did really well against him. I actually could
Good.
have beat. Yeah, I killed him. I took the first kill off him, and I saved my KO punch because you actually only need 14 to 20% on someone before you KO punch them to get the actual kill. So
Okay.
if you can confirm a kill without using your KO punch, it's usually the better thing to do. So that when they
Yep.
respawn, you do hit them twice. So I did that, and then he approached me. I blocked his damage, and there's a combo I used where you can hit them in the air twice and then immediately KO punch, and I did that. But the stage I was on had a higher ceiling, so it was a
Oh
difference of
no.
4% killing him, and then he ran it back. I made some very sloppy mistakes, and then the second game also very close. But I did so well. I was so proud of myself. Like I've been practicing so hard, and it was nice to see it finally pay off. Because usually I just go there and I do well until one point, and then I just get dumpstered.
Right.
Like it's like I make it to this one point in the bracket, and then I just get too stocked. I walk away, and I'm like, why did I even show up? But this time I left with my head up high. I was like, you know what? I did good. I almost won.
So you placed 13th?
No, I got 14th. I looked at the bracket. It wasn't completed. They
Oh
didn't update one of the
no.
matches, so I got knocked down to 14th. But you know what? 14th out of
Classic.
41 people. That's still in the upper 50s, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, that is pretty good. How did the young Talon do?
You know what? I'm actually gonna go check. I'll check right now, cause I think the poor guy actually. One of our friends. He comes in. He won his first match. Actually, he won it, and then his second match was against the guy who is rated, I think, second or third overall.
That's tough.
And it's actually a pit main.
Oh no! Just like Talon.
Also mains. So Talon had to go against him, but he didn't play pit. This guy played Greninja, and he put Talon, kicked him out pretty quick. So Talon ended up getting 27th. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Out of 41
for his first tournament.
Yeah, he got higher than quite a few people actually.
Yeah.
So he picked up the win, and then I don't know who he played. I'll go back quick here. I'll open up the bracket, but yeah, I thought he did quite well. I didn't get to talk to him after his second match. Oh, he lost to a guy who's pretty good. I'll give him props for that. He lost to a Captain Falcon main. So.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? I thought he did good. He played well. It was fun watching him. So
good for him, the young Talon, a mutual friend of ours. Going to his first Smash tournament.
Yeah, I've been trying to drag him out for like a couple months. So the fact that he finally committed, he actually came over the night before. We played like 4 hours straight.
Nice.
So he's prepped.
That's sweet. Crafty asking, what did he use as his tag?
He used Doof. Apparently that's his PSN tag.
His PSN tag, let me tell you, used to be "How is Talon taken?" Because when he first tried to make it, he tried to make his PSN tag Talon. I know Talon is a bit of an unorthodox name, Taylan. So then he made his PSN tag, "How is Talon taken?" But then Doof. Not really sure where that comes from actually.
I don't know. He said it was his PSN name, so I don't know. But they actually ended up just calling him Doff instead of Doof. They just said DOF.
Oh,
I think they forgot one of those. So
yeah.
But yeah, I did good. So that was a tilt that fed me because I had a pretty relaxing league. It was just class after class, cast after cast.
Yep. All right.
But so that's been Dazzle's discussions this week. Thanks, guys, for dragging it out. Sorry about the Batman vs Superman spoilers, Chris. I hope you still enjoy the moving. Our bad. I mean, I do feel bad, but I also did give you a bit of a heads up.
Yeah.
But I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, to Baby Trog, Captain Falcon, best character, not 100% sure. You've probably never played Little Mac, so I'm not going to take your word for it. Little Mac is actually the best.
Toxic. You're toxic.
Yeah, Captain Falcon's actually pretty good. I'll give him that.
You guys are both, neither of you are naming the best character. Best character of Smash is the Animal Crossing Villager.
I played 2 of those this weekend. Oh my gosh, man. One guy, I said I tore through losers. I had to play one of the most patient games of my life. Guy did the same thing over and over and over again.
The tree?
Mac is ass. Oh, okay, that's it, dude. That's it. Let's right now, BB Trog. Let's throw this down. I'll see you on the Wii U. Let's throw down, man. Next time I see you, we throwing down Wii U Smash Bros, dude.
I'd watch that.
All right, you'd watch that? All right.
Yep.
Maybe we'll do it on stream. Me and
That'd
him.
be fun.
I'll put a money match. I'm calling him out right now. BB Trog. Money match Wii U on stream. We'll do it.
The
friend
gauntlet.
code. Oh, he's
the gauntlet has been thrown.
Yeah, he's calling me. Friend code. Time out. Wii U? You playing for Wii U? Because, I mean, if it's Wii U, we could do this right now on stream. I don't even have to go. I'll just throw the screen on and we'll go. $20.
Oh, my gosh.
Taken. $20. You guys hear it here. Dazaninator, put it down to $20. I don't have $20 on me right now. I actually have like $5. I have a couple toonies and some quarters on me. I have both. Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it on Wii U.
He's playing League right now.
Wii U is. Oh, okay. You know what? We'll do it next Sunday. Next Dazzles. You're gonna come on here, and we're gonna throw down.
I love
We're,
this. I love it.
next Sunday. That's when it's gonna
Confirmed.
go down.
Blake
Next,
Dazaninator Xanadine throwing down against Dylan Baby Trog Carroll of Fellowship of the Nerds.
you know, we're frenemies now, cause now we're gonna go hit the hyperbolic time. Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. I actually have a secret strat against Captain Falcon main, so you better be ready, cause
Uh-oh.
I had to learn this secret strat right away. It's actually not that secret. I just stand at the ledge and throw jabs because you're gonna try and run and grab me, and you can't get through the jab wall. So
Oh.
got this.
Well, you
All right,
just gave away your strategy.
that's okay. I got other strats in the bag. Okay, there we go. That's it. Next Sunday, Baby Truck, you're coming on Dazzles, and we're throwing down $20 Smash matchup. Be here. It's been confirmed. It's happening. But all right.
Wonderful.
This is the end of this episode, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys coming out to watch. Hopefully we don't ruin your lives and you enjoy what we're talking about. We'll be back next Sunday. Unfortunately, the guest this week didn't work out. So,
Oh, sorry, I'm not good enough for you, Blake.
no, time out. I'm glad you came. I just mean we usually try and pull someone from teams and it just didn't work out this week. But I'm more than happy because you didn't let me segue. You didn't let me segue SEGUE
Ah, my boy.
into my next point, and to thank Mr. Big Booty Bodie for taking the time out of his day to just come talk nonsense with me.
Hey, you're welcome, Blake. It's an honor as always. Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime. You know I'd bring you on here any day.
Okay, you got me back.
You back.
You got me back.
I got you. So I've been Blake, Dazaninator Xanadine. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your Easter Monday. Happy Easter, by the way. I forgot to say that at the start.
Happy Easter, Blake. Happy Easter to all of you as well.
Happy Easter to you. Go kill it out there. And we will see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on the stream. Let's do this. Have a good night, all.